Hello everyone, welcome back to the Battlefield Siege Run. Here we have another Pauper video for you today. We are playing Zombie Burn. Now, this was a very long story for me. This is why my Sunday/Saturday video has taken more time to come out. I was playing with this deck way too much, so just bear with me. I have 3 renditions, so this is the final piece, which is linked below, but I'll just run through, and if you want to go through my matches very quickly, I'm going to play a match with kind of what the deck was, and then also matches where kind of how I got to this version of the deck. So let me just talk you through the first version of the deck. So this here is the initial version. It's from a Gods of Pauper event. This person went about 3-1. So essentially how the deck works is you run 4 Shepherd of Rot. So when you tap it, it's a symmetrical effect. You have to remember that. Each player loses 1 life for each zombie you control. And you use this Gem Palm Polluter. So you cycle it in target player loses life equals the number of zombies on the battlefield. So the idea is you really go wide with zombies, and there's some good zombies in the latest set. So Curse Marauder is a classic. You got some Putrid Goblins, and whatnot. The Carrion Feeder is a zombie, and where is the other one? The Shambling Ghast. And it's kind of running all these other supportive cards, like you're running Rotten Reunions, which is kind of like a holding out outburst / ways to exile the graveyard. And it's running this really cool engine with Gruul from the cellar, so you can put a counter on a zombie and then get a creature back. And it's running a couple of Not Dead After Alls as well, just to cycle through some cards when you sacrifice them and keep your board state and kind of really build a big board state and just finish the job in one way or the other. The sideboard was a bit interesting, so this is where I was a bit questionable around. So it runs 3 Masked Vandals and a Woodland Chasm. And I'm looking at the main deck, it's just got the 4 Shambling Ghasts. It's only running 15 Black Sources and 2 Troller Cards of Doom. So I didn't really see how a lot of the time you could play this card. And it's just running a couple of Snuff Outs and stuff, which I didn't feel too good about because I think it's a very good card, don't get me wrong, but I think the issue is you're using a lot of your life total, especially when this Shepherd of Rot is a symmetrical effect, is that if you are not above them, you can likely lose the game. But a lot of the time you're playing like Shepherd of Rot, tap and then untap, tap it again, and then do 2 more Polluter to the face, and then they're done. So it's very mixed bag with the sideboard. So I moved on to a different build here. So this is the second build that I came to. So I realized the first build was a bit too slow. So I ran a Dark Ritual build, still kept some of the creatures and the Shepherd of Rots and the Polluters, and then I still went ham on the Serrated Scorpions and ways of getting them back, but I did put in 2 Ghoul Caller's Chants because getting back like 1 zombie and then also getting back like a Polluter felt really good. That's your draw engine essentially. You're drawing cards and dealing damage, and then you're also 2-for-1ing with the Ghoul Caller's Charm. It was still running Village Rites, which I felt was a little bit like it's good in mono black tokens, but in sacrifice, sorry. But with Village Rites in this deck is you still wanted all your bodies for all the zombies, so you could actually deal damage to them. So I was paying a black to get rid of a black creature, and then I drew 2 fresh cards. So I replaced the Village Rites, and then you kind of replace the creature that you spent time on the field. So I don't really feel like the Village Rites was as good in this deck, and I kind of just changed the sideboard around. I took out those Snuff Outs, just made it more streamlined with the Black Sources and with the Dark Ritual. So I found that burn was a real issue because this deck was slower, and the symmetrical effects with Shepherd of Rot, you were getting rid of those Shepherd of Rot. So I think we needed another axis to deal with their creatures and also gain life and still progress what we're doing without spending any mana. So I felt that spinning Darknesses was the place we needed to be. I moved the Rotten Reunions over, which I kind of semi-regretted after as well. I found that this card was good, and it was paying 3 mana to get 2/2/2 Decays. Zombies was still pretty good. And yeah, a couple Tragic Slips and the 2 other Curse Marauders, and just an Arms of Fadal full is really crazy, elves that are going a little bit harder. So this was the other version. I felt like it was a little bit still too sloppy. So then I moved to version 3. I was watching a BTS concert at the movies, and then with my friends, and then in the intermission, we realized the card Maya Trident existed. So this card was, it was played a fair bit back in the standard days, but it's a Death Touch creature. When it enters, you mill 2 cards and you gain 2 life. So it's really what we want in a zombie card. It has good stats for what it is. It has Death Touch, so you can kind of gum up the board and block like a terror if you need to, and it gains life, so you can get over that symmetrical. And then I just went up, I kept 1 Gold Caller's Charm, went up to 4 Gruul from the cellar, 3 Rotten Reunions in the main deck because it was good for just getting all those extra wild zombies. And then, yeah, those are all the same numbers. And then I actually added in the Exhume, just 3, with a couple Grey Merchant of Asphodels and Troll of Khazad Doom, just because I felt like it needed another axis of just doing something a bit faster that you can kind of cheese people with, and some decks can't handle that, just that troll on turn 2. So that's why it's in there. Sideboard wise, I did chuck in the Haunted Mire, and I brought in these Masked Vandals. Yes, it's 4, but I felt it was kind of okay because now we had the 4 Troll of Cards of Doom, the 1 Haunted Mire, and the 4 Shambling Ghast. So we had a way to play at least one. And it was very important. I think this was a massive gap. This deck did not handle Affinity well otherwise. And you need some way to handle like relics and stuff, or get them to trigger the relic, so you can at least get it off the board and continue with your game plan of using Graveyard. Because if they got control of your Graveyard, you're going to have a bad time essentially, because you really want to be using these Gruul from the Cellars to get stuff back. Still running the Spinning Darkness. I did put 2 Snuff Outs back because I felt like it was kind of important. And also sometimes getting rid of key creatures allowed you to attack in with everything. 2 Arms of Fadar, put the other Rotten Reunion, and just for the combo, put the Duresses in as well. So this was kind of the final deck. Let me know what you think. It was really fun brewing this. It took a lot of time, a lot more time than I thought it would. If you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. I do have my memberships as well. So I have my basic membership where you can see my videos a little bit earlier when I post them. But I also do have my $8 membership if you do want to send me your decks and you want me to tweak them a little bit and play them in a league or play them in some matches and have some feedback for you, I can do that. And this kind of gets showcased of like me brewing decks anyway. I would like to shout out Bayuka Dude. Thank you for being the first person to jump into that membership. I do appreciate it. And we played your deck not long ago on the channel anyway, so thank you very much for that. You can also use my code word SiegeRyan or Mana Traders to get a little bit of money off in the subscription. And yeah, let's play some games. So the first one's going to be the initial iteration, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll play a couple matches with this final version. I'll see you in the first one. All right, let's try this one. This hand is actually pretty good. This kind of has everything that we want. We'll start with the Carrion Feeder, I think, unless they really go with a... All right, there it is. There is a... Yeah, I think we still want to go with Carrion Feeder first, because we can essentially still... Like next turn we can go Swamp, Shambling Ghast, and I'd rather Shambling Ghast we can sack and then make it a 2/2 and attack. The Carrion Feeder is very important in this because this resolving is going to be our clock, essentially. And now the Shambling Ghast isn't as good because of this, but that's okay. It looks like they're not really coming in for any kind of combo bits or whatever. So things that we can do... We can do a double Shambling at some point. And I might even just play this. We could just try and race, play the Serrated Scorpion, and then boost this up, like sack it, and then just do a Gruul from the Cellar, bring back the Scorpion, and then attack for 2. I think I like that the most, to be honest. It's the best use of mana, and I'd rather start racing. Sacrifice this. It's more if they're running bounce spells is where the issue comes into fruition here. We'll always yield to this. Sorry, I already floated the mana, so we'll grab this back. Counter on this. Not the end of the world if this doesn't resolve either. I guess flashback if they have Spell Pierce. I'd rather this Village Rites resolve than half this spell here. Alright, they are playing... That's a cool card, don't get me wrong. Alright, let's attack for 2 then. We're probably just going to outright play this Crypt Rats, I think. Because we can play it, and then next time we can do it for 2, and then on the sack the Crypt Rats to the Carrion Feeder just to keep things alive. In for 3. And the Serrated Scorpion still kind of helps. They got Counterspell mana up. Really draw. Okay, let's just attack for 2. Play this Crypt Rats. I don't think it's going to really get that far. I smell a Counterspell here, essentially. The Snuff Outs are kind of nice, though, against Terror. In our sideboard. Yeah, there's Counterspell. I mean, we might even just be trying to do Gruul from Cellar to get back the Scorpion next turn. Just use our mana the best. And then we can triple spell the following turn. Really wasn't expecting a Disrupt, the old Force Spike. They're playing Rhystic Study. All right, let's okay, well, I think here I'm not as hold on playing this Gruul. We will just play this land. I think we just drop the Scorpion, drop the Shambling Ghast, and just pay for both. It's 1 per. Yeah, let's just do that. You can see them using Disrupt though, can't you? It's actually quite a tax on this kind of deck because we're not just playing one giant creature, we're playing a lot of tiny creatures. I'm definitely do not want them to draw cards. I want this Ristic Study to be just a mulligan essentially. And then let's just attack for 2. I like diversifying a little bit, just having these 3 hooligans out. I think it's enough to kind of win from here. It's if they play a Terror, Hoodwink. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's such a cool idea. Love a good Hoodwink. We could potentially just let them draw a card if we want to do this Gruul from the cellar and get back a Scorpion. Yeah, because they're playing a Terror now. So my thoughts are, they've got 1 card left. We attack with this. And then we can sack to this, make this a 4/4. Get a treasure, and then we can do the Gruul after. My thought is if I make this a 4/4, it doesn't actually get rid of... Maybe just let them draw a card, to be honest. Pick up this, put a counter on this. Hopefully we can just attack with it. No, they can draw a card, that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but you know. You get a card off it now. Maybe they have a Disrupt in their hand. They have another Disrupt. Oh, this is so painful. Can't really afford to attack, to be honest. They're playing like Delver Secrets. This is kind of getting away from us now. I had a feeling they had a Disrupt in their hand. Alright, deck, what do you have for me? Something good? Troll is not that good. Let us just go Village Rites on this and maybe just cook that Delver. Alright, Mono Disrupts here. Land. So I'm just thinking 1, 2, 3. I want to play this Troll next turn. And just we can block that if they want to do that, and then we can play Troll. We can't let them draw another counterspell essentially either. Just pass. The Scorpion keeps us alive a little bit longer. I guess we just do the Village Rites on the Scorpion and then try and hit something. Try and get this Troll alive. They should really attack with both though. No, just 3 again. Okay. Okay. Let's go Village Rites. And hopefully they don't have the 4th Disrupt, you know. We're paying for this Ristic Study. They could very well have a counterspell. They do have a counterspell. Okay. They kind of need to just rip a swamp off the top. Shepherd's not going to do it either. I think we just go to another game. 2 more hits on that and we're just cooked. Doesn't get anywhere. We're not running too much removal either. So what we want to do for sideboarding, I don't really want these. I don't mind the Spitting Darknesses, to be honest. The Crypt Rats feel pretty mid. The Haunting Miseries also feel pretty mid. Let's bring in the Snuff Outs. All the Curse Marauders. I guess the Curse Marauders could have gone there. Bring in the Rotten Reunion. I don't feel like the slips are absolutely needed. And cut this. I actually do like the Shepherds of Rot. I feel like we can actually get there with them. The Unearth, I'm less hot on. Anything that were really, they're not dead after rules that got bounces and whatnot, I'm happy to cut. Maybe I actually just cut these Spinning Darknesses, they're not as good. And you just run it like this. So this hand's actually not too bad, so we can just go, still we want to start with the Carrion Feeder first, and then we'll lead it with the Shepherd of Rot. And we'll just snuff out a ham sandwich at this point as well. The fact that they have disrupts is like wild. Oh, okay, that's all right, that's fine. We'll play the Shepherd of Rot now. Piracy Charm is a really cool addition. I like what they've done there. All right, play the Shepherd of Rot. Pass the turn. They could probably even keep a Delver around, maybe. Nah, we should play. Yeah, I'm actually scared about these disrupts. They're all right. So one island up. So let us just cycle this. I think we still have the chance of going bigger than them. So let's play a Shambling Ghast and let's just play a Serrated Scorpion. And just end step, we will do the Shepherd of Rot, I think. To hit them for 2, the old twosies. You might have another Piracy Charm for that. That's such a cool card, Piracy Charm. You forget about it. We have our little team here now. And now we have enough mana to snuff out something, play a Ristic Study, play a Disrupt, you know? That's fine with me. I feel pretty good about the clock now, so let's just deal 2 to them here. Come back to us. We will attack first with these 2. And then let us Village Rites. We'll pay for that as well. Village Rites to Scorpion. It's like Ristic Study is not as good if you don't have a clock kicking on. We've got a Polluter, which isn't too bad. We can definitely control the board now. I can snuff out anything we want here. Right, still no threats from them. The good thing about cycling is it's not casting, so. Right, the boomeranging that. Okay. That is fine. Curse Marauder, we're just having like mono ways to deal with their creatures, which is why I feel like the Terra matchup's actually pretty good for us. So you still want to play the Shepherd of Rot this turn. We will pay for that. They might have Force Spike actually, but that's fine. If they have a Force Spike for this, that just is what it is. Yeah, I think that that's fine. Like, I have a feeling they were this kind of deck, but we have plenty of ways to handle all of their other stuff. Right, so in this case, we will definitely let me sort of snuff out, to be honest. Just do it all now. We'll let them draw a card. And then we'll pay 2 for this. Because we need to pay around the Force Spike here. I have a Spell Pierce. Alright, that's fine. Alright, we'll pass the turn. We will pass the turn. It's probably a very expensive deck, this one, to be honest. I kind of want to conserve damage here, so let's just block with the Shelving Ghast and get a treasure. Because I want this mana as well. And let's just try and play in a Curse Marauder. Null to their in terror. Okay. Preordain is a good card. I definitely feel like there's a counterspell on the horizon here, but let's just try this. Let me just pay this as well, to be honest. Okay. And we'll be taking 5 next turn. A swamp would be nice. The board's crazy on a Tolarian Terror, on God. Like, we have to pay for these Ristic studies because I feel like it just goes bad news bear for us otherwise. Like, them just getting chaining counter spells to save this Tolarian Terror is going to be very grim for us. So, I'm hoping we draw a swamp next turn. That's what I'm really hoping for. Because honestly, these snuff outs are going to get really expensive. I might even just play a Putrid Goblin. Pay 1 for that. And we might cycle, and we might try and just, like, we'll block this, we'll try to get a couple more lands before we go. And if we need to, we can snuff out that. But they 100% have a counterspell in their hand. You know what I mean? We'll 100% take the block here to survive. And I don't want them to just get a draw off this. Wait on the Gem Pump Lead. We'll probably even play the Shepherd of Rot, to be honest. I mean, Baron Moore's fine. But let's play the Shepherd of Rot. Pay the 1. Now that we have this, to be honest, I'll play this. Like, we've got 2 mana. I might even just fire off this Gem Palm Polluter before damage happens on their turn. Yeah, let's just block in. So we'll think about this for a second though. So we have snuff out mana twice, but I do want to use this. I think we need to find something. Like if we find a Serrated Goblin as well, you know, it's not the end of the world either. We'll just use this. Yep, deal 2 damage to you, please. It's not Ristic Studied. It's not Ristic Studied. Piracy Charming that. Okay. It's not the end of the world, I guess. Alright, there's a swamp. So, yes, we don't have much left, but at least we can double snuff out that Tolarian Terror. It's more if they play another Tolarian Terror. Alright, let's just get rid of that. Let's just try and get rid of that creature. We'll probably go to 1 though, doing that. I feel like all their counter spells are like not hard counters. So anyway. Alright. Pay 4. We'll pay the 3. Pay the 2. And what do you have? The issue is going to be if they just have a counterspell on top. Well, they should just counterspell straight away. Okay, do they have 4 disrupts in their hand? It's because they draw a card. Okay. Oh, 4 disrupts. Okay, and then we're cooked. Alright, we're on the play. We rolled a 2. There we go. Yeah, this hand's good. This hand's good. So we just start with a probably just a Scorpion. And then we'll take it from there. The Pluto's nice. I mean, we could just start with the Ghast and then cycle this through. Maybe better. They're mulling to 4, which does not bode well for them. Okay. Let's just start with the Shambling Ghast because I wouldn't mind just firing off this Polluter now. So then we can just cycle through and do more stuff with it. Land Grant, you say? Okay, so they're playing Spike Combo, which makes sense, obviously. Lead the Stampede, Troll, Sacred Wildling. I mean, they're a little while off, to be honest, on getting anywhere. They do need all their mana stuff. So, yeah, let's just go cycle this now. So you might just want to exhume it. They can't lead the Stampede us next turn. Still 1. I think just getting a 4/3 in play is not terrible. Yeah, next turn we can go and the fact that we have we have Rotten Reunion to get around their combo, so we can just go next turn We'll exhume. We will exhume that. They can't play another land. And then we'll just play a Scorpion as well. There's no one of those. Yeah, let's just start with an exhume. Just in case if they have some other weird way of like, yeah, Simian Spirit guarding stuff. And then we will... I think Rotten Reunion mana is too much. We'll just play this. Pass. And let's just get in for 4 every turn. I don't think they have too much sideboard stuff. You know, we have our way of exiling, so just get in with this every turn. Maybe that's enough. Alright, there's the troll. Alright. Our turn. Another bit of reunion. Let's still we'll attack with everything. This crawl from the Cellar is not as good. We just play this. And I want to hide these Rotten Reunions from them. I mean, they're on 12. Maybe we just fire them both off, actually. Let's just do that. With the Stampede. Very good. Very good. Yeah, let's just fire off both, I think. Green Ranger. Yep. Because if we get like another polluter, they're pretty cooked. We'll just target this. Pretty hard to deal with these reunions anyway. I might be too aggressive is what I'm thinking here. Okay, that doesn't do anything here. Just attack with everything. We might still want to do the... we could have just kept these zombies back as well. We might feel like we need to block something here. Mar would have been good. Yeah, alright, let's try sideboarding. It was a lot of damage. We probably just want this other Rotten Reunion, and that's probably it, to be honest. The Snuff Outs can help, but the Curse Marauders help with that as well. Shepherd of Rots are good, Mara Tridents are good. They might run a little bit more Graveyard Shenanigans. So let's go... Probably I want to keep the... Let's just cut one Gruul, I think. This is fine like this. We can actually cut the Exhume package. Let's cut the Exhume package and bring in Snuff Outs. Not the Arms of Fadal, please. Oh, no, there we go. Alright. I think the Exhumes can work as long as we have the Rotten Reunions. Like this. This kind of works here. So we can just go, we'll keep this. We can go, we'll start with like the Carrion Feeder. What's in their hand here? Generous Ent, 2 Ents, and a Mesmeric Fiend. Okay. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. I might even, if they Mesmeric Fiend, I might just cast a Rotten Reunion on their Generous Ent. Yeah, I might just hold back. Probably better use of, and at least then it's in the graveyard, we can use it later on. And it forces them to have a graveyard effect. Okay, Caretaker. Forest Cycling as well. Let's just target one of these Ents. I guess because of the cycling, it's not as likely. All right, let's play the rest of our stuff. Not decaying. We need it. We need something a little bit extra, you know, a little bit of extra oomph. I want the Snuff Outs though in this. If we go to a game 3. I don't know if they're 4 land spy combo. I'm more inclined to keep around. Let's see what we draw. Swamp. Let's attack. You see what they do. I would sack to this. Yeah, let's just go. And then we'll grab the other scorpion. The other one. Pass the turn. Haven't got much else going on now. But that's okay. So if they excel our graveyard, they just macabre or whatever. Okay. I am intrigued. I'm very intrigued now. I don't really want to have another scorpion on top. Let's just attack with this carrion feeder and see what they do. It's kind of fine. We could put... I'm just going to put a swamp. I honestly want to draw like a polluter or something like that. And just chain polluters to the end of time. Pretty good way to slow things down though. And like, or like a priest or something like that. You can take the exhume, my dude. It's not very good here. Overgrown battlement. All right. 3 cards left. I feel like this isn't too bad, this matchup, you know? Rule from the cellar. That's nice. Let's put a counter on. Let's get the scorpion back. Put a counter on this. Play the scorpion. And again, I don't want to draw anymore, so we'll just attack with the carrion feeder. Makes sense just blocking that. Alright, yep. And then let's play this Witch's Cottage. No effects. Next turn. It's like Gary's not particularly good here just yet. I think we want a Shepherd of Rot. Because now what their life total's like. And just pitching down with that. But once they have a macabre, we're pretty cooked. I feel like we can still get this carrion feeder pretty big though. I'm not too worried about this generous end. It is a 5/7. Need like a polluter. Triton's not terrible because we can play it and then mill. And then if we get a polluter, we can put it on top. Got Death Touch as well, which is handy. That's good. So we can even just target one of these Rotten Reunions. We could also maybe just do one now and just get rid of the flashback here. And then we just have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could make it a 7/7. I think we do that, to be honest. Just keep at 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Just sack the scorpions. I don't normally run that much removal. And that's fine as well if they want to do that. Alright, so as long as they don't lead the Stampede into a macabre, then they can do the Spark combo and get rid of our last Rotten Reunion. I think we're okay. I think so. Alright, Winding Way, here we go. Dread Return. Yeah, another reason of like, I mean, they can't really bring anything back too badly there. But another reason to, I guess, keep the reunions back. But we're not getting through just all those blockers that they have, you know? Didn't hit too much, and still nothing much either. We do need to draw some action though, otherwise we are going to fall behind. Like, they're eventually going to draw the Spike Combo and do what they need to do. We'll just double drape return. Another seller. I think we kind of still attack with the Carrion Feeder again. I think we're going to sack this, depending on how they block. Blocking there. Okay. That's fair enough. Put that back. Let's get rid of this. Do we want to do this Gruul from the cellar? Grab this, put a counter on this. Let's just try and hit something, eh? Just want to play it there. They've had a couple whiffs off these Winding Ways and Lead the Stampedes. 3 cards, Korean Ranger, Balustrade Spy. Okay. They're closer. They might even have the hate piece in their hand, to be honest. Brutes, they've got lots of blocks. Plenty of ways to block. Again, we just need to draw action more. Alright, let's see what we hit. I mean, I really just do want to be able to play that troll, but I don't think we can really. Let's do Maya Trident first. Because it can just spy us. Yeah, any order's fine. You can't really sell a door. We'll just attack the Carrion Feeder again. Yeah, we need essentially 2 more lands to really get anywhere before we can play this. I mean, the troll's not even that good because the end blocks it, so and we can't get a counter on it either. Okay. I think what we want to do now is attack with the Maya Trident as well now. Okay. They must have the Macabres or something like that. We were potentially too liberal with their 5-land spy. They got 4 cards. They do have 2 giants, don't get me wrong, but they do need to play more creatures out. I think they're wondering if I have Fairy or not. Yeah, so we can target that. Let me just get a good spot for this. So we do have a Reunion tucked away here. Play the 2. I mean, they can have 2 creatures next turn. That one, and yeah, there they go. They're conceding there. That makes sense. So then we could essentially attack with everything, and then we have the serrated scorpions to also just have enough to get around all their other stuff. But there we go. All right, let's play another one. All right, so we are on the draw here. This hand's good though. I like it. I'm a fan. Does lands and spells, as the French say. Rugged Highlands off the top. Okay. We're gonna start with a Shamble Dambles because my life is in shambles. Oh, let's go the Carrion Feeder actually. We can always bring it back. We've got a Gold Caller's chant. We can always bring it back. And red. Is this just monsters? Oh no, they're playing the we played this deck before. Let's just go that, and we'll still play, I think, all our gas and stuff out. We obviously will not attack because we can't. Just saying, good luck, have fun to my opponent. Nest Invader. So it begins. So it begins. Let's try and get a maybe an Exhume and a Troll, eh? That would be nice, wouldn't it? I think we still lead with the Maya Triton. I'm just thinking here what we want to do. I think we could block and then sack into that, get a treasure, and then we can get that back in Maya Triton. I actually do kind of don't mind just doing that and then maybe getting rid of this token so they can't do too much on the following turn. No, we'll get treasure. We'll get treasure. Sacrifice this. Let us get a treasure, please. Don't do anything else. And then we can get him for 2 next turn. Now, we do definitely want to... Let's Swamp Cycle first. Get us Vamp. Vampy. This where the Mask Bundles might come in handy as well, but we'll play this Maya Trident first. Gain some life. Big fan of this card. They go to the binsies. Okay, now let's attack. See what they want to do. I'm happy to sack this, to be honest, if they want to trade this Nest Invader. They might just block with the Spawn token. Okay, we will sack the Maya Trident. Because our Karen Feed, I think, is going to be the one carrying the flag here. Then let's Gruul Cooler's Chant. I'm going to do it now. I know we could do it because they don't run that much removal. I could also just play a Serrated Scorpion here. Just to block this. Is that better? That's the question. And then next turn we could Gruul Coolers, get back the Maya Trident and play it. You know what? It probably conserves us the most energy. So energy, I mean life. That's this game, right? I swear I don't cheat on this game. It's the only game I play for me. Yeah, we'll block this. Getting in. I don't mind if they want to deal damage to this. And honestly, if they don't play any other particular stuff, then I think we can even Shambling that. Sack Shambling. Oh, no, they're playing something. They're playing something. Something really good. Whoa, hello. Hello there, Sailor. Holy moly, you're webbing. It's a 4-3. I can't deal with a 4-3. It's like a Borderland Ranger, essentially. A very, very powerful Borderland Ranger. Okay. Let us... I think we'll play the Shambling Ghast first. And we'll attack with this Carrion Feeder. Because I have a feeling they might just want to... They probably won't block. Right, here I kind of want to sacrifice the Ghast still. Get a treasure. Gruul Caller's Chant. And then play the Maya this turn still. So we will get a treasure. Treasure... Get him for 4. We want to like sack this as well. Kind of want to, but you know, well, let's get it for 4. And then let's Gruul Caller's Chant. Cast you. We could do the Cruel. Return 2 zombies, please. Return 2 zombies. Let's go Maya Trident in a shambles. Absolute shambles. And then we'll play this. Because Death Touch matters. Any order's fine. No, last Shambling and a Grey Merchant Hospital. Alright, let's pass. This feels good. Feels alright. And then you have to replay Raphael here. There it is, the Rallying Chrysalis. So they're definitely looking at pinging us, but our Carrion Feed is good. We've got our Death Toucher. And this is the thing that we're bringing back every turn. Don't get me wrong. So we're using the Cruel from the Cellar 4. I mean, honestly, we could just chain these Grey Merchants, to be honest. Maybe we do that. We're so close to having that other land as well. Let us get back a Grey Merchant. Put a counter on this and get in with these 2. I like that. And let's play a Shambling Ghast, because we can stack that and get a treasure. And then we can start this Grey Merchant Asphodel business. This is the route we're going down, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's good, but we're going down this route. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Because we do have to sack the Shambling Ghast first. Maybe what we do is we just trigger and put... it did grab a Chrysalis, didn't they? But they're doing Repurposer instead. Oh, they're playing that. That makes sense. Yeah, this is why I want these Asphodels. I don't think we're actually going to be... I think we just put a counter on something, to be honest. Shepherd of Rot's nice as well. Let's just attack first. I'm fine with that. I can block that. Play this Shepherd of Rot. And then, I mean, them playing Chrysalis is going to be pretty brutal, but we're kind of in this weird stalemate where we can Shepherd of Rot, but we're going to be gaining more life. I think grab the Chrysalis. Interesting. That's fine with me. Leyline Weaver, Boarding Party. That's a little bit scary. There's a Cascades. I think we have some good stuff set up though. And we can still attack with this Carrion Feeder as well next turn. Unless they want to play... Yeah, I don't really mind about the Leyline Weaver either. We'll probably ask sacking this Shambling Ghast just to get one Asphodel down. A 2/4 is like pretty legit. Rod and Reunion is also kind of good. I'm just thinking we can get the Asphodels even bigger and more zombies in play. Let's attack with this Carrion Feeder first. They're just blocking with these. I think they want to play this Boarding Party next turn. Let's play a Gruul from the cellar. I think still get back to Maya, to be honest. Or maybe we actually get back to Troll. The Troll so we can keep... No, the Shambling Ghast is fine. Let's just put a counter on this Carrion Feeder again. Because I have a feeling, you know, we're still going to be blocking with like this Scorpion likely. We start using the Shepherd of Rot as well. Hopefully we just get a Swamp and then we can just go to town that way. We might even want to use this Rot Reunion next turn. They probably don't want to unearth this Gatekeeper. Alright, they'll be gaining some life, that's for sure. Oh, Turtle, okay. I still think we're going to finish this game sooner rather than later, so I think we're still doing this. I think we're still doing the Shepherd of Rot here. Yes, they're gaining a life and they're dealing, but we're still cracking in for damage. I'm going to exile, yeah. I think this is still fine to do. Alright, land's good, so we can start doing the Asphodels next turn. Play the Maya Trident. They do gain life from all our creatures though as well, don't they? That is a thing. Shame the Polluter is going to the bin there. We will attack. And we will do the Rod and Reunion first. Is blocking with that? Okay, sure. Let's just target this Molten Gatekeeper now. And we still Rod and Reunion on their end step because we can just attack with everything. We can play Asphodel and attack with everything and then do that. And that should be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing 6, drop them to 10. They've got 11 though. With Morbid. That's one way to get around that's one way to get around Rotten Reunion. Just return something from random. And nothing was Morbid anyway, so we don't have to cross that bridge yet, but that's funny. That is funny. This feels like the Boarding Party now. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a Leyline Weaver. That's fine with me, but you do gain 2 life, which is a little bit annoying. These Grey Merchants go a little way at least. See if it's enough though. I'm gonna lead the Stampede again. Okay. Two cards, a Chrysalis and a Nest Invader. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's whatever they're doing is working, you know. They're not attacking still. Let us just use this Rotten Reunion and just target. I don't really want them having another Chrysalis, so let's just exile the Chrysalis and activate the Shepherd of Rot. We can gain some life. All right, let us play a Grey Merchant now. Let's attack this Carrion Feeder again. Are they cooked anyway now? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then sack the Scorpion, but we'll just attack this first. Skipping ahead. Yeah, they're seeing the maths. Alrighty, let's see here. So, they're playing red-green, so we'll bring in the Arms of Hadar. I think the Snuff Outs are going to be good. Actually, honestly, the Spinning Darknesses feel kind of good. I don't want more reunions. Maybe it's less Arms of Hadar. I know they have tokens, but I kind of like the Spinning Darknesses, to be honest. Just to handle some of their other stuff. I don't really like the Exhumes because it'll lead the Stampede. So we'll cut those. Mitrons are good. Accursed Marauders are still very good. So I'm not keeping all these. Maybe even cut like one reunion. Maybe just like one Spinning Darkness and run it like this. Just a little bit of removal, I think. And then not like the full burn list where we want extra stuff. Just a couple shaves and see how we go. Okie dokie. It is a slower hand, but it's still like good. Like land shambles and we can play this Rot Priest. Play the Shambling Ghast. Let me just see what they do, because I think I'd rather them deal with the stuff that's dealing damage to us rather than anything else. If they play something else and not a Raphael, that tells me they don't have a Raphael in their hand. Yeah, honestly, let's just get rid of the life gain then in this regard. They're doing it like this way. All right, let us cycle this. Get a swamp. Play swamp. I kind of want to keep getting swamps, so maybe we'll just scroll from the cellar and this, put a counter on this, and then we get it for 2 at least. In for 2 these. And then next turn we can go cycle play Shepherd of Rot. And continue our trend, eh? The Troll's not, I feel, as good against him in this matchup. That's why we cut the Exhumes anyway. Sacred Wilding. Excellent choice. Following up with Raphael. Okay. And then in for 2, I guess. Yep. Okay. A little bit of damage on us now. Let's cycle this. Get another swamp. Maybe even just play out both our shambles, maybe. Can't block too much else. We'll be taking 2. I kind of like this a little bit better, yeah. Just play these 2 out. Just pass. Because then we can double block this. They can attack with this, or if they block that, we can block it with 1 and then get rid of it, you know what I mean? So it's not too bad. We can also make this a 3-3 as well. We can bring back Gruul. So I'm quite happy to block something and put a counter on it. This Raphael's gonna drop us a little bit. What's this? Is this an Impact Tremors? I was thinking about running the Masked Vandals, but I don't feel like it was really... No, Leyline Weaver. I think they're just using Raphaels and the Moltens, to be honest. I don't think they're doing all the extra stuff. Alright. So I don't love my life total here. So I'm just thinking about how I think we can technically. I think we can play this and then play this. Oh no, it has to target that. That's annoying. That's okay. I thought we had like if we held priority, we actually could do the polluter first. I don't really want to do that this turn though. I think we just pass. Not too much about what's on the board right now, but we can do a 4 to them. They can do a lot. They have lots of banner, and they're kind of their engine, if you will. How they want to attack. Something like that. Let's do a polluter and just see what else we're going to draw here. I wouldn't mind. Like blocking this, putting a counter on it or something like that. I think it's fine. But I think we're going to win this game otherwise. Like Grey Merchant. In that case, we just block with 1 and 2. The counter doesn't go that far though. Let me just block with this and get a treasure token. I think the 2/2 is too valuable, and then we can play. Get a treasure. Let's do some asphodels, and like maybe we could just turn the corner with that. We've got 2 asphodels in hand, you know, like that's pretty good. Essence Warden. It's kind of like we're doing the same thing. It's pretty funny. We are still going to go with an asphodel here. Play you. A good block. Deal a decent amount of damage. Gain some life. Just get ahead a little bit, you know. And then we can actually do Shepherd of Rot. Deal 4 to them, and then Grey Merchant. Now we're not. They got Weather the Storm now. Alright, alright. They're gaining some life. Well, I think we still go, if we do draw a swamp, we'll go Grey Merchant and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double Weather the Storm. That's a big yoof. 3, 6, 9. Alright, then we've got 1 card left, and I like our board state a bit better than what. Then I like our board set more than theirs. I always speak too soon sometimes. What do you have for me, opponent? Essence Warden. I mean, that's gonna be a problem. Because if they follow up with like a Chrysalis or something, no, it's a Weaver. I mean, this is all they have now. Yes, they go to 26, I go to 14. We can play another Asphodel though. On what they draw. If we just draw like a 1-drop that we can play, let's play this. And on the stack, yeah, I don't want to do a Shepherd of Rot just yet. Just cycle. Get it down a little bit more. So at least they go down to 21 now. They gain a life, that's the other thing, right? Brew from the cellar. I think we just want to sacrifice you. We could sacrifice a Shambling Ghast, I guess, and get another treasure token, so we can Asphodel next turn. Actually, I think we do this and put a counter on that Essence Warden. That's the way we're going to catch up here, let's be real. We have a better blocker now as well. Pass the turn. So they got 0 cards. We have another Asphodel. We gain some life. Drain some life. Still need a little bit more to get anywhere. And that's a pretty good hit as well, getting that. Because they can still play like... I mean, low-key, if they get another Weaver, they've got 3 cards. What do they reveal? Let's see. Boarding Party, Multi Gatekeeper. Okay. That's all very good stuff. Very good stuff indeed. We get some extra oomph on the battlefield, I reckon. Let's just go Cruel and get back I mean, troll's good. Let's troll first. Get that last swamp. Play that swamp. And then I think we play Gruul from this one, and then I think we get the Polluter, I think. And I think we put a counter on this. So you can block everything quite casually. You can cycle this now to try and hit something else. And to be honest, we have a couple hits of this anyway. Hopefully draw like a Carrion Pit or something just to add to the... add to it all, you know. I mean, we're doing this now because they have any graveyard shenanigans cast. 2 zombies, please. What are we getting? Just 2 polluters back, to be honest. That's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Hopefully we can race them potentially with that. We do 8 to them. They're getting a lot of cards off this though, and they have so much mana. Six-3 is a smidge concerning as well. We go through these. They have essentially 3 mana. What do they hit? I'll lead the Stampede. If they go on wide, that's for sure. Maybe just drop the Grey Merchant next turn, actually. Just get something else on the board. We are losing stuff quite quickly, and they have a Chrysalis coming as well. The end is getting nigh, that's for sure. I mean, we only have 12 on board right now. I think I have to pray and play this Asphodel. Yeah, see, that's probably a bit too much now. Well, we can do a Shepherd here. Just a lot of damage. Let's be real here. And they can just attack with everything now. Those Weathers, eh? Those Weather Storms were good cards. We're in 4 and they just literally attack with everything, right? Seems pretty good. I mean, yeah. See what else I think they just have the extra creature here. Another Molten. Let's just concede here. We're not beating that. So I do like the Arms of Fadar a little bit. I mean, it does hit these Weavers, I guess. The Duresses kind of do set them off as well. I'm not in love with the Rotten Reunions. I think they can go. They do help with our numbers a little bit. Spinning Darkness could help. But honestly, I mean, they do hit some key cards. I think Duress is going to help us more than I think it will. It's only hitting the molten Gatekeepers, and they're kind of already hitting that off other stuff anyway. I might cut a Shepherd of Rot because it's symmetrical, and that's how they're kind of winning against us. And we'll see how this goes. I think we had a pretty good run there, but it just wasn't enough. We're just missing a little bit, you know? All right, on the play for this game 3, let's see here. Can't keep this hand. We'll put it away. Can't keep this hand. Go to 5. This hand's doable. We'll put back the Asphodel. And probably, to be honest, the Shambling Ghast. They mull to 6. We'll keep. The Shambling Ghast is going to be important. So, sorry, Asphodel. Can we even get rid of this, to be honest? I think everything's kind of too important with this Carrion Feeder. Like, if they play an Essence Warden, we can just go Shambling Ghast next turn, sacrifice it, get rid of it, move on with our lives. Otherwise, we can just play this Maya Trident. Yeah, okay. I think because they have more lead the Stampede, let's just attack for 1. Play this Maya Trident, and then we can go Shambling Ghast Duress on the following turn. Any order's fine. Having a polluter in the bin's kind of nice for the Gruul if we draw one. Like Nest Invader. Okay. Right, we can attack with both, and we can peel this duress away as well. Play one Ghast. And we'll attack with both. It's not that good of a hit. Anyway, so we can sacrifice the Shambling. And we just put a counter on it. It survives. We got 2/2, that's gone. We'll duress them, see what they have. I mean, they might just have a Chrysalis next turn, which would be a bit how you doing. But anyway, let's have a look. Winding Way, boarding party. Okay. Well, in that case, we're probably going to Shambling this Eldrazi spawn because they're quite far away from playing 2 boarding parties. And I'm probably just going to Winding Way here, I would assume. Basically, if they didn't draw land, then that's how we need to play this game. We definitely Shambling. We definitely need to hit that. So they've hit Molten Gatekeeper and another boarding party, Mountain. They did play another land, so they will have a 2/3 next turn. So we're definitely going to be Shambling this. I mean, land's kind of nice anyway. But if it means we can just get rid of... This is kind of all we have now. We don't have anything else now. We just take it for 5 every turn. They said like 2 more turns away, and they need to draw. They're 3 more turns away from these boarding parties, so 2 more turns now. But they need to go run a land to do that as well. So we know that they have. Sorry, we'll get rid of this. This is what we know that they have in their hand. Lots of boarding parties. Don't get me wrong, it's a good card. It's a very good card. They're likely going to get there with it. I think probably a Gruul Caller's chance our best draw. Just hitting a Polluter and a Shambling Ghast is going to be good. You know, we'll be able to get rid of that and continue with our life. So hopefully they don't just go run a lands. They're going to play the Molten here. Let's attack with both. I can't imagine they want to block with this because they're probably going to be gaining more life off this anyway. So we could do a Witch's Cottage and get a Polluter on top. Because that's pretty free to do. Get a Witch's Cottage. I think Polluter's still correct. And just deal some damage. Technically, you can drop them, like, we deal 2 damage if we draw something, then we can present lethal next turn, so... What are they playing here? Oh, they had a Pulse, okay. That's not good for us. Nest Invader. Well, we might not be that successful then. Sorry, I was meant to sack there, my bad. Round of Fangs. And now the boarding party is just a land away. Meant to have a 4/4 here, apologies. I did F6 there. How are we wanting to get back? Well, let's just shoot with this. Try and get something off the top. Maybe a Gruul Calls or something would be good. Gruul Calls would be good because then we can Shambling and hit this this spawn token. Yes, please. Deal 1. Needle Drop. Swamp is not good for us. We will still attack. It's just now they got like the The parties are coming in now. We'll basically have 2 more hits from the parties and we're cooked. And how else do we come back to this game? One of those is pretty good. We don't have too much on the board now. It's a lot coming in. 9. Yeah, big goof. And they can just box Carrion Feeder with their little token there. So, all right. Swamp's not going to do it. We'll concede there. Let's do a quick wrap up, I think. All right, so this was the final rendition that we came to. I did enjoy this deck. I like the Exhume stuff. You probably need to play more matches to see if the Exhume's really worth it. I think overall this is a better numbers of what we want to do. And I think Goldcaller's Chant was better than I really presumed it was going to be. So I kind of want to run more of those. I just don't know how I'd fit them in. The Grand Merchant of Asphodel's kind of worked. You could go back to like maybe having some Dark Rituals, and I guess I'm not too sold on these Mass Vandals in the sideboard. We didn't play against Affinity, but like our deck just, I feel like, does not handle Affinity very well otherwise. So Black is notoriously not good against Artifacts and Enchantments. So the Mass Vandal kind of semi-solves that problem, but you can see if they had a Null Spellbomb or a Relic, our deck really gets a lot worse. So I'd be curious to know what you think. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.